And we should be back.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully the frame rate is better this time.
We'll wait a
Wait,
few
is it a
seconds.
different link?
It should be the same.
Yeah, it would be the same.
Okay.
But
I
let's
would
wait a couple
hope.
seconds just
Yeah,
so that the stream catches up since there's a delay.
because when I go there, it takes me to a different video. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Oh, it's
Okay,
back?
it looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
The frame rate looks good now.
Oh,
Or
it's
better.
still 15 on this. So weird. Okay, well, it looks better for.
18 or 17. Yeah,
Yeah.
slowly climbing.
It's
It
climbing.
looks a little better.
It's 20 frames per second now. Okay, so.
Definitely better on my side. Yeah.
Is it better on your side? Okay.
Yeah, I can see a lot better.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sorry about the pause, everyone. If you refreshed your page, you probably were able to see the live stream again. What we'll do is we'll stitch the two live streams together to make them one. Okay, so
Cool. So I guess appropriate question then. What technical difficulties have you faced in your making?
I mean, what haven't I faced? Like, every single project has a difficulty. I feel like if it didn't have any bumps or any bumps in the road, I don't think I'd be interested in making.
Yeah. Or then
it
you're
would be
doing
pretty
something
boring.
wrong.
Yeah. Or if it's too easy, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a challenge.
Yeah, I like challenges. Every single project I've done, I've faced a lot of problems. Even the last one I just did, the resin pour, I was learning how to use silicone to make silicone molds, and I messed up a lot of times. I also was trying to do resin pour, and I messed up a lot of times. So even the 3D prints, for some reason, were coming out wrong at some point. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm tired because I can't 3D print anymore. Even that's coming out wrong. So I think, like, for me, it's just like you keep trying until you get it.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
I feel the same way. I've spent months and months on a single project, remaking it and fixing things, and I mean 3D printing even. I got a 3D printer years ago, and just getting that thing to work in itself.
That's exactly right. You remind me of when I was doing the Daft Punk helmet, and I had been printing for 2 weeks or so. Then one day, out of nowhere, because I did I changed the setting in the 3D printer, but that made me have to calibrate for almost like 6 hours. I couldn't get it right, and I was there trying. I was like, "What is wrong?" Because I would start the print, and then it would just like fall off or like whatever, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And it took me 6 hours to get it right. 6 hours.
Oh my god.
That is painful.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But you persevered.
Yeah. So I mean, now I know why, and I think like I'm getting better, but sometimes you just it takes a long time.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think the first time is always like the hard time, right? And then when you're doing it again, it's like, okay, yeah, you have these settings. I just I just like change like small things and it works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or like little hacks, like for that type of problem now, I know that I have either tape or literally glue, and I'm like, okay, this is one of those.
Oh, I put glue on my bed every time. I don't even mess with no glue. It's better safe than sorry.
Yeah, that's true.
At one point, I even put hairspray, and it worked actually.
It worked?
Yeah.
I heard about that one. Yeah.
Kind of gets everything gucky though. So.
Yeah.
So then, what barriers to entry in making have shifted since like when you started till now?
Like maybe in terms of like tools available or content available or just like
you, like for example, years ago when I started 3D printing, there were like guides and YouTube things out there, but for a lot of things I was just figuring out on my own. But now you can find a 1,000 videos on the specific 3D printer I have.
Okay, yeah. So, well, that for sure. Like, there's definitely a lot more makers in YouTube, which is great. And I think like I've also seen a lot of more projects online, like on Hackster, on those kind of like online community websites where you share your projects. When I started, all I knew about was GitHub. So I would share my projects on GitHub only.
Yeah.
And then a couple years ago, or maybe one, I can't remember exactly, but I found out about Hackster, and I was like, oh, that's great. You can even put the parts that you use and everything. So for documentation, I think I've seen a big growth on like online tools. Of course, there's Instructables. That doesn't mean though that people use it a lot.
That's true.
Yeah, or they don't use it 100% because I've seen some projects I'm like, oh, I want to do it, but then there's like not enough documentation, or like maybe they only go over one side and not the other, like just the physical making or just the electronics. But I think that's way more than before, which is great.
Yeah, something's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think just people are getting better at documenting, which is great. And I think like seeing people succeed on social media because of their documentation on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, I think that encourages people to do it more so.
That's true. Yeah. So, I mean, you're like, a strong woman in tech. Like, how would you say, you've seen like attitude towards women in tech like change over the past few years? Like, what can we do to make it better? Because there's always like this stigma and like all that. I thought of the question because I saw your Twitter post on like somebody who was just like saying like not great things because just because you're a woman, and so I was just wondering like your experience with that, what you think about it, how you feel about it.
So I think it's very tricky. Well, it's very interesting. So in person, I haven't really encountered any problems as a woman in tech or whatever. But unfortunately, online, when people think no one is watching,
true.
For some reason, I've gotten like really, like you said, mean comments or mean DMs. But at first, I used to, because I still kind of try to read them all or trying to go through them. And I realized like maybe this is hurting me more than helping me. Maybe I shouldn't do it. But I think like my way of dealing with this now is like I started that Twitter account to just dump all the mean comments in there, and it's not really associated with me. It's just like this other Twitter account, and it makes me feel so much better in a way. It's like letting it all out, and I don't even put their names. Well, if it's a DM, I don't put their names. If it's a comment, I'm like, well, that's their choice. It is public, but it is a way for me to just like let it out. Like, here it is. This is what people send sometimes, and then some people are shocked, some people are not, and I think exposing it's better than hiding it, because I feel like maybe people have hidden it for too long. I don't know. I don't want to get too political. I'm scared of doing that, but I feel like I wouldn't. I worry that maybe people suck it up, like, oh, like grow up, or it's nothing, or people have gone through worse things, or that kind of mentality might hurt this community more than help. So this is why I decided to start kind of sharing it.
Yeah. Okay.
And if people are okay with reading negative comments, they can go follow that Twitter account. But it's not, I'm trying to not associate it with my content, because I only try to share about making, programming, positive things like, hey, I failed, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop, and you can do it too. That kind of encouragement,
awesome.
you know.
Or inspirational stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah. So, that's funny that you found that.
She really went into a hole last night.
Yeah, I went into a hole, like I said. Like I was very intrigued. I kept looking at things, and I was like, wow.
So I guess on the topic of being inspired, and you were talking about it earlier, Adam Savage. How did you get started working with him? I would see Mythbusters since I was really little. I've seen all the episodes. Got to meet him at the Bay Area Maker Faire. He signed his book for me. It was amazing. But how did you get started working with him? How's it like working with him?
Well, I guess I can't really say much because I've only met him during that live build at Smithsonian. It was for that same project I just talked about, the Project Egress.
Okay.
So he put the whole project together at the National Air and Space Museum and I went to watch it. And then what happened was I was very lucky that they were running out of time. So they asked some of the makers that attended to help out, and I was one of them. So I was like super super lucky to get to go on stage and help out. And I don't know if you ever watch a live stream, you'll literally see me go and be like, "Hi, nice to meet you" to him because I never met him really before, and I was like super starstruck, and I was so scared. So I really can't say like I know what it's like to work with him, but I know what it's like to work on a stage where people are watching you and also a live stream, and you suddenly forget how to use a drill. that
Oh
was
yeah.
that was a strange performance, I
Yeah.
guess.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah. No,
Oh
that's
So
man.
crazy.
it went by like, to me, it just felt like 10 minutes, and then I looked back and it was 5 hours,
Oh
which is
my
pretty
God.
crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm
it
gonna
felt
go.
like,
I should go look at that live stream. Maybe
oh,
fast forward a
five
little, but
hours. Why would you watch
well,
it?
fast forward.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like a recap. I was able to download it, and I'm trying to like do a recap or something
Oh,
Yeah,
for
cool.
like
YouTube.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'll
highlights.
watch out for that then.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
you can watch the whole thing. It's fine too.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
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 But no, that's insane. Like doing like something in front of everybody. Like I can't imagine the nerves there. Like we get nervous during live streams, like in the office, sitting
Yeah.
in this like very familiar space
Yeah,
sometimes.
with a project that we've rehearsed 10 times beforehand.
Oh my God, no! This is like throw you into the water and
Oh
just like
yeah,
swim.
right into the fire. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh my
but it
gosh.
was fun. I think, yeah. So just trying to adapt to what they were doing, figure out what they wanted me to do, and then remembering how to use a drill apparently, and then and then just like prepping. I was just prepping some of the parts for him to be able to just like put together real quick
Okay.
right.
because some parts were a little bit just a tiny bit off. Like maybe the material expanded or shrank or something, so we needed to adapt it so it fits really well with like the hardware they had.
Got it.
So that was basically what I was doing, which was great. And I got to work with some of the people that work at Tested or for Adam Savage at the
Mm-hmm.
Cave, and they're amazing. I really, really, I made new friends, so that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
Norm or Frank.
Oh no, it was Kate and Mel
Okay,
that I
cool.
met. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. That sounds
I need to
so
blow
cool.
my nose.
Go for
Um,
it.
No worries.
I'll just hide here.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can hide.
There, fixed.
Perfect.
Quick.
It never happened.
Full
Yeah.
claw. The thing will go good.
Just kidding.
Should make
No,
a
full
nose
claw.
blowing robot. Team up with Simone.
Yeah, I need something like that.
Yeah, well, she did team up with Simone and have tea with Simone with robots. I saw that too. That was okay. That
Okay,
was fun.
I'm gonna go through your channel tonight. I should have done it last night.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Actually, that video happened because I don't know if you remember, Simone was doing a series of live streams with the Kuka robot, the big robotic hand thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so she invited me to do a live stream with her.
Ooh.
And that was the first time I ever traveled because I'm a maker. And I remember I was like
Cool.
sweating profusely for days before I met her. I was super nervous and scared. And then when I got there, she's super nice. So it was very easy. I mean, once I got to meet her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did the live stream with the Kuka robot, and then we did the little video for my channel, which was like the robots and tea in our building.
So cool.
Yeah.
So we have a really beautiful comment from a viewer. They're saying, "Been watching your stuff for the past few years, Estefannie. As a father with a daughter, I want to say thank you for your contributions. You're on the top 4 of her favorite female makers to watch."
Oh my gosh!
Really gives her confidence that it's not just boys. It's not just a boys' world to be into electronics. So thanks.
That's awesome. Thank you for the comment. That is so nice. Yeah.
Awesome.
I love. So that helps me sometimes when I feel I don't feel motivated on like editing or making my content sometimes, because it is a lot of work after making the thing. It's doing the content for the channels. And seeing these kind of comments, or when I go to like a maker fair or something and meeting people who have seen my content and say that kind of stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for them. And so I get motivated. So thank you.
That's awesome.
Cool. So let me see what other things are in here.
That's really nice.
Yeah, so, you know, we met at the Bay Area Maker Fair, right? And, you know, as we all know, we're really sad that, like, the Maker Fair may not happen the same way anymore. So how do you think we can continue to fuel and foster the maker community? Obviously, you do it every day with your videos and your content and your projects. It's amazing. But, you know, what else can we do as a community to, like, you know, kind of prop ourselves up, meet each other, communicate, things like that?
Well, I think that I'm not too worried, because I know that the mini maker fairs, the smaller maker fairs, those are 100% organized by volunteers. So if hopefully they don't get demotivated by the whole the big maker fair being canceled, if they continue to do it, then I think we're fine, because I've been to both. I've been to the larger maker fairs, and I've also been to the mini maker fairs. And in my opinion, my favorite ones are the mini maker fairs. So I went to the one in Miami, which I loved. It felt like that maker fair felt like a big family, you know, getting together. It was so fun. I think it's also like the Miami culture. I loved Maker Fair Miami. And then I also was able to go to the Maker Fair Prague in June. Right. And that was also really amazing. In my opinion, it didn't feel so mini. It was a little bit larger than the one in Miami, but it was still completely done by volunteers and organizers from the university, and they had amazing projects. And I was like, wow, this is the kind of stuff the kind of event where I actually get to see projects, where in the larger maker fairs, they are so big, I can't see any projects, because the stands are mostly sponsors or like a product, and then the makers just we give talks, and then there are not that many booths with just a project. Yeah. So it doesn't feel so much like a show and tell anymore. It feels more like a big conference. Yeah. Right. So that's why I think like I'm not too worried, because I love mini maker fairs, and if those keep going, we're good. True. Yeah. Cool. And I'm hoping to go. There's gonna be more this year, so I'm gonna try and go to more mini maker fairs. I know Portland is coming up. There's the one in Guadalajara in Mexico, and I would love to go to the one in Rome, but I don't think I can go. But yeah, there's a lot of more smaller maker fairs coming up, and if those keep going on, like my message would be, if you're an organizer, just keep going. Don't feel discouraged that the big one is not happening anymore, because that doesn't stop you from making your own, and just keep going. Those are my favorite maker fairs anyways.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. Yeah. And we'll be here, keep supporting the Miami Maker Fair. We know the organizers, so and we've gone the last 4 years or something. So yeah, we'll keep supporting ours.
Yeah, I think that's the best way. I truly believe that. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. And then I guess we've run out of questions. Let me see if there's anything here. But do you have anything else you want to share? Any cool projects you're working on now? Future ideas?
Well, I am working on a lot of projects, and I'm working on a new mini-sode series that I'm trying to push more content more frequently on my channel. So watch out for that.
Okay. Link to your channel in the description.
Yes.
Well, soon. So yeah, I'm trying to make more videos. So watch for more like mini-sodes and then like bigger makes. But I'm trying to do more of a combination of things, so that I can provide more content instead of doing like this massive helmet thing, and it took me months, or
True.
Yeah. Well, it took me 1 month to make, but like 3 months to edit. So there's that.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, the video I'm making with Project Egress with Adam Savage. I had 7 hours and a half of footage. That's a lot of video to edit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, that's why I'm trying to make like mini-sodes too.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, I don't know what else to say. I don't know. Maker Faire, keep supporting Maker Faire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Or whatever fair that is about making. There's oh, did you guys hear about Maker Central? I really like that one too.
What's Maker
But that
Central?
one is in the UK.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully maybe they can also expand or something, but Maker Central was a lot of fun. And it
Okay.
felt a little bit more hands-on. There were more like workshops and that sounds cool too.
Cool.
Another event that you might be interested in is called Catskills Maker Camp, Catskill Mountain Maker Camp.
Okay.
It's gonna be upstate New York. I think it's with Jimmy DiResta, and it's basically like a summer camp for adults
Nice.
Ooh.
to learn how to do stuff. And I think I'm really gonna try to make it there because I want to learn how to weld or how to
Oh
like
yeah.
all the yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
So
I have to
I'll
look this
share
up.
with you all the links, and then you can share it with everybody.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we'll just put it in the YouTube like description, and we'll share it like on social media
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that I've seen too. Like maybe Maker Fair's time was over, but then there's so many new things coming up. Like there's the Workbench Conference, there's the Spring Make, there's Maker Central, now this Cat Skills Maker Camp, and so and of course, like I said, like the mini Maker Fairs, and I think I'm not. That's why I said I'm not too worried about the maker movement is there for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. We feel it.
Yeah. Makers Nation too. Oh, there's just so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
like or you know them off the top of your head. I'm like I have to look them up. I'm like, oh, Google like what Maker Fair thing or Maker things are
Events.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I said, I can share it with you. And the only reason I know them the top of my head is because I've gotten to meet the people who are organizing or
That's awesome.
and that's always like a good thing to just be like, oh wow, that sounds great. I want to go.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Of course.
This is a great conversation.
It
I'm
is
so
fun.
sorry, viewers and Estefannie, about the frame rate.
Yeah. Hopefully,
yeah.
one of the other methods will be able to download it and re-upload, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
but-
so much.
Great content. The audio is good, so people can still hear like all the great things Estefannie shared with us
It could be
today.
a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can hear my sweet voice.
Yeah. And I mean, all the excitement is, you can hear it in the voice. All the passion is there.
Yes,
you
yes.
don't need to see it. It's
Yes.
great.
That's good.
Awesome. All right.
Okay,
Well,
well.
thank you so much for joining
Yeah.
us, and
Thank you.
we'll speak again soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, Estefannie.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome. Cool.
Let me switch back to us.
Watch the frame rate goes up now. Did it just go up?
It
Oh my
went
God,
up a
it
little
just went
bit. The
up.
frame rate went up a little bit. It's up. Okay, what in the world? Google Hangouts. Why?
We're gonna have to find a different thing than Google Hangouts.
It just went up. We're still
still on the
streaming.
live stream,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry we're freaking out on the
Yeah.
live stream. But yeah,
That's so
sorry about the
odd.
frame rate.
Yeah,
well,
hopefully we'll be able to upload it with somehow.
well, we probably won't be able to upload it with a better frame rate, but like we'll stitch
okay.
the two live streams together and upload them so it's like one continuous, and you can see. You'll at least be able to hear her. It was a great conversation. Thank you for watching, and do we have any announcements?
Announcements?
Snips
Yeah,
contest.
so the Snips contest, we launched it, last week?
Yeah,
Last
July
week.
25th. It was
Yes.
launched July 25th, and we're super excited. 1 week
Yeah.
mark is tomorrow.
You want to pull it up on here?
Yeah, sure. I'll pull
Cool.
it up. And we'll
So yeah,
switch
we
the
launched
screen.
it on Hackster. You can go to the website. It's hackster.io/contest/voice
Yes.
voice
Voice AI hardware.
Haha. Voice-AI hardware hardware.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And yeah, you can go to it, see the awesome description that Samarine wrote for it. We have some cool prizes for it, giving away like a drone or like 3D printers, a couple other things. There's this ARM challenge that we're doing. So anybody like making a device with the Matrix Creator, Matrix Voice, and Snips, and let's say you use like an Arduino with that or some other ARM-based board, then you can enter in for the ARM challenge, get separate prizes for that. And check out the contest. The hardware applications are open now, so if you don't have a Matrix Creator or Matrix Voice, you can submit your idea for what project you want to make, and in the next 25 days at this point?
Yeah.
24 days. That was close. Then we'll be selecting 20 people, 20 projects to give away devices to, whether that be a creator, a voice, whatever fits best with your project. So yeah, submit there. We've already have, I don't know, like 15. Nice. Yeah. Cool. And 73 participants so far, and 1 submission. Wow, that's amazing. I think that submission came in the first like 2 or 3 days. That's magic. So yeah, go check that out. We're really excited to see what everybody creates, and yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Other announcements. I guess we could bring out Andres.
We could, yeah, let's do it.
So here, you
our hardware engineer, who normally is in Colombia, is here, and we are super excited for everybody to just say hi. Come on, Andres.
Come on. He's camera shy.
So there's Andres, and just tell us a little bit about yourself. A tiny bit. It doesn't have to be much. Yeah.
I am the designer of the main designer of the Matrix Voice and the Matrix Creator. We are working with making tools for makers and developers. No more.
He's shy, but we like to affectionately call him the Waz of South America. He doesn't like it, but we think it's true. Wow. So yeah, that was Andres, our chief hardware. Like he said, he's being very humble, but he basically designed the creator, the voice. We're helping him doing specific things, but yeah.
Yeah.